All right, what's invoking? Let's get this started. Okay, what deck profile is this?
Oh, this is my Paw Patrol, as I like to call it, the deck profile. Well, win a few times here and there, sometimes in first. It's actually quite good, I would say.
All right, let's get started with the monsters.
All right. First, we have we got Whitebeard, Redbeard, Golden Girl, Ravenwing, but they call it Black Eyes, but I refuse to call it by that name, and Bluebeard. I'm going to stop here for just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to quickly explain what they do, what the archetype does. So the benefits of what, depending on what attribute your opponent has in their field or graveyard. Depending on that attribute, you can do certain things that might help you, that might most likely help you. So to sum this up, Whitebeard's ability, and White and Redbeard has a similar ability when they're on the field, that they can summon a Plunder Patrol monster from the extra deck that matches a monster that you control or in your graveyard, and then they get equipped to that new monster.
Who's you? Who is you?
My opponent.
Your opponent.
Yeah,
okay.
My opponent. Sorry. And then they get equipped, and then they have their own separate ability when they're sent from hand or monsters zoned to graveyard, because that's really important to know that in this case he summons a Plunder Patrol from the deck, but you're locking the Plunder Patrols after. This one here, when it's sent from hand or monster zoned to graveyard, you target another Plunder Patrol monster you control already, and then he gets equipped to that new monster.
Oh, that's so nice.
That is so nice, right? But when you're going second, he's more of a better play than this, because this literally is probably the weakest thing you go second, because I go second with this deck.
And you play 3 of it. Okay.
You have to play 3 of everybody, because you need to see somebody, period. If you don't, well, what can you do?
What can you do?
Yeah.
All right.
And then Golden Girl, as I like to call her, is probably the best extender, going first or going second, because of 1.5 card Blackbeard, which is this man here.
1.5 cards, so you have to discard.
So yeah, you have to normal, link into Amirage, spoiler alert, and then when it's in the graveyard, you can discard 1 card and then summon her back, and then you're locking the Plunder Patrols, and then you link the Amirage in this to make Blackbeard here. And it also has another ability. When it's in your hand, you can send a Plunder Patrol monster from your hand or monster zone to the graveyard to summon her from the hand, but you're not unlocking the Plunder Patrols on that one. And like I said, she's like the best going first and second. This one here is like the newest one, quote unquote. So what he does, I can target 1 Plunder Patrol monster in my graveyard, add it back to my hand, or extra deck, whatever the case is, because you can target the extra deck monsters. Summon this, and then that card goes back to your hand, and you're locking the Plunder Patrols. And then the second one you don't usually use that much is that when it's sent from hand or monster zone to graveyard, you can summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your Magic and Trap card zone. Mind you, this is like, you do it once in a while, but that doesn't happen.
All right.
And then Bluebeard is probably the best extender. Holy shit! That's how many people have negated this thing and destroyed this. It's like, okay. So what this does, when you control a Plunder Patrol monster other than another copy of this, you summon it, period. Secondly, when it's sent from hand or monster zone to graveyard, you can discard a card, draw a card.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So it just draws you a card. It
helps you with your hand thing. So if you try to negate this and destroy it, well, thanks. I can draw something. So, and these two are the only ones that I should mention that don't lock into Plunder Patrols at all.
Okay.
Period. And also, I should mention there's a little cute play you can do with Redbeard, I should mention, that with Forbidden Droplet on your opponent's turn, you can, if you have Forbidden Droplet set, you can activate, sorry, let me do this correct. So you activate the ability to tag out, and then if you have no responses, you chain the Forbidden Droplet, send the same thing for cost, send this for cost, to negate their ability, and then the ship still gets summoned. It doesn't have to be equipped, it just has to summon.
But do you have a droplet?
Yeah, and then droplet, huh?
Do you have a droplet?
Unfortunately, that's a good, I don't have one, but I wish I could have one. But anyways, so So when it's sent to the graveyard on the new chain, it gets re-equipped to the new back to the monster that was supposed to be equipped.
Right.
So
Okay.
you negate and you get a body. And that's it for the Plunder Patrol monsters.
Okay, that's it for the monsters.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody knows about the staples, right?
Yep.
What staples do you have for monster staples?
Well, the monster staples, like you're going second. So these are like your board breaking people. 2 Radiant,
Uh-huh.
1 Thunder King Ryo.
Mhm.
Sorry, Thunder King Light Strike, whatever.
Uh-huh.
1 Dolgaran,
Right.
and 1 Gamma Seal.
Okay.
So the reason why I play it this way because
All these cards.
so the Plunder Patrol monsters they have fire, light, dark, and water. Counting this.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the reason why I play 2 because Blackbeard is not Blackbeard. A card called Mork. He's like the best one that banishes monsters. So you kind of want to see a dark to banish your opponent's monsters.
Okay.
Because certain matchups, because we don't have a wind and earth ship right now, so things like Virtual World, Modoches and whatnot. If you don't have something to banish your monsters, you kind of don't do anything.
Okay.
Much. And yeah, that's why I picked these 5 in particular. And then the next board breaking cool kaiju monsters, Alpha.
Three
Beta,
alphas.
3 alphas.
Yep.
Beta stuff. What can you do, right?
Mhm.
And plus non-targeting things to kill Dragoon because Dragoon's the bait of my existence.
Right.
Yeah. That's it for the board breaking. For the hand traps, I play a weird hand trap count. 2 Bella, 2 Veiler, and 2 Nibiru.
Oh.
Yeah. Because stir cards I want to see sometimes, but not all the time, unfortunately. And I don't own Ashley's anymore, so that's why I play these. Sometimes, and also the next card that I hate, the second most bane of my existence, Tri Brigade Revolt. I wish I
Revolt.
could. Yeah, that piece of shit is like, ugh. So that's why I also play, and also the reason why I play Veil is they help with the tagging out part with one of your Plunder Patrol cards, which I'll explain a little bit later on.
Right.
So that's it for the monster part.
Well, unfortunately, this isn't child friendly anymore. But keep going. Continue.
All right, for the magic cards, you play 3 copies of Plunder Patrol Shipyard.
Shipyard and
a
the terraforming. All right. This is the searcher, right?
Yeah, that's the Searcher. It does a lot of things. Searcher and plays on the Droll when you get drolled in a degree. So it has 3 unique abilities. One, you gain 500. Your Plunder Patrol monsters gain 500 attack for each Plunder Patrol in your magic and trap card zone.
Mhm.
Secondly, which is the main part, you discard a card to add a Plunder Patrol card from deck to hand, except for a non-copy of this.
Right.
Thirdly, which is probably the most favorite one of all, I like that if this is in your graveyard and you have a Plunder Patrol monster in your card in your magic and trap zone, you can activate the ability, target whatever, like let's say for example one of the Whitebeard. You set this in the field zone, and then the Whitebeard will go back to your hand.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So that's one of the things that you can play under draw with. If you like discard, like if you draw these 2, you just discard this, and then if you find a way to equip, quite good.
Yep.
And then the other Plunder Patrol magic cards are 3 copies of Plunder Patrol shipping, and 2 copies of Album of the Plunder Patrol.
Album.
Yeah. So what this card does is once in the hand is your Palmerization of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
That fusion summons one of Plunder Patrol Fiend monster, but you'll use it for Plunder Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second ability is the most crack ability I've ever seen. That you can banish it for cost, target a Plunder Patrol monster I control, and then equip a Plunder Patrol monster from my deck or a call called this to it. So, and they must. And if I'm trying to bait on negates, you need to negate this. This bait out 2 negates because you'll fusion summon. Does it? Actually, some people don't negate, but they should. And then if you use the banish ability to be equipped, then it's like you need 2 negates for this 1 card.
Right.
Yes, so that's why I find it broken. Now this one here, it's pretty broken with the XYZ monster Plunder Patrol, which I'll explain soon.
Mm-hmm.
That what this does is you equip it
Mm-hmm.
to a Plunder Patrol monster. You gain 500 attack. 1.
Right.
The monster cannot be targeted by my opponent at all. Thirdly, I can send this to the graveyard, summon a Plunder Patrol monster from my extra deck that matches a monster from both our fields and graveyards in this case. And then that monster that came before that was equipped previously will go to that new monster as equipped, and that new monster gains 500 attack. So that's why you play like things like Veiler and Nibiru. You could play Ashley too, because you play light and fire, which is quite good. Sometimes you could try to play some dark cantrips so you can make this a little bit better, but it's not a really big deal. That's it for the Plunder Patrol magic cards.
Right.
The generic magic cards.
Let's just go through the generic magic cards. Yeah.
3 Power Desires, and 2 Salvage.
Salvage, they're all water.
Yeah, they're all water, and all of them are 15 less attack, except for the Blackbeard, but that's whatever.
And desires for draw consistency.
Yeah, draw consistency, and this is actually broken. It's like because you can add back let's say you run out of cards to discard to interrupt your opponent. You can activate Salvage, and now your hands have stuff to do.
Oh, nice.
On your opponent. And luckily, this is not a hard once per turn.
Okay.
And then the board breaking magic cards. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber.
Kaiju Slumber.
So, yeah,
Dark Roll, yeah.
And then the back row type is 3 Cosmic and a Duster.
And you main this.
I main this.
Oh,
I'm going second. Because Brand there's a card called Brand Up is literally what this is. And that alone is not going to win you against back row decks, so you need some other things to kill against back row. High five. And then that's it for the magic cards. And the last 2 cards in my main deck, 2 Plunder Patrol Booty. This is probably one of the most cracked cards I've ever seen. That you can target one monster your opponent controls, and then it changes its attribute 1, and 2. You can summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your graveyard, or you can shuffle the one from the graveyard back to your deck.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so this helps with the problem when you run onto decks that they don't have the attributes that you want, and then you try to change them to make them attributes that you do want.
Right.
Yes, and if you have this in Blackbeard, you're plussing a lot. Believe me on that one. And that's it for the main deck. It's 51 or 50 to 51 cards.
51 cards for main deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Extra deck. 3 copies of Blackbeard, 3 copies of Mork, 2 copies of Lease, and 2 copies of Brand.
So Mork's the strong one, I believe. It's the one that acts as pseudo Dingirsu.
It does when it has materials. But when it doesn't have materials, you can also banish effect monsters, and then you add Plunder Patrol magical traps from deck to hand. So if you have this equipped with Album, you have an untargetable, non-destructive card monster here that you have to kill like at least non-targeting and non-destroy. So like Shureg and all those that bypass all of its protection and Album. And then Blackbeard here, before I continue to talk about a little more about this, is that Blackbeard, he's like the main thing of the deck. That he makes the deck go. That the fact that you can draw cards, tag out, summon other things, and if you make the combination with this card here, which I'll explain a little later. But so yeah, Blackbeard's the main thing of the deck that makes the deck go.
Right.
And then Mork is, I already explained that. As for Lease here, so Lease is like your monster negator of the deck. So and then he has another ability when that during the main phases, either play the main phase, you can summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your hand or magic or trap zone. So this is important because when you activate Blackbeard, tag out, summon, let's say Lease, draw a card, because you draw a card when you equip. And then main phase, activate Lease, summon this back. Next turn, draw a card, put it back. Then next turn, go back, and you see the infinite draw thing. Unfortunately, this deck's weakness, Ashley. Ashley as in Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. There you go.
Why is she named Ashley?
Because she suck. Because she sucked.
What?
So,
alright.
What does she suck?
So anyways, and then Bran here.
Bran, okay.
Yeah. So this, like I said, is the Cosmic Cyclone of the deck.
Right.
And it also boosts your Fiend type monsters by 500.
But they need to have a fire for that.
Yeah, so you, depending on the matchup you go, like sometimes you have to manually make your monsters. Like manually make this. Sometimes it's better because booty here, you need, in order to summon the extra deck monsters, they have to be properly summoned. So sometimes it's better to properly summon some of these. And as I was gonna say, that they boost all Fiend type monsters by 500 for other than themselves. So it doesn't even have to be Plunder Patrol monsters. So even if you just summon Radiant to your field, your Radiant's gonna get big a little.
That's good.
And then built-in Cosmic Cyclone, pretty good against back row deck. Like something like Outledge, or if you have Outledge, if you're going against Outledge and against Outledge, this is probably a little better to banishing their Gore Lords, better than banishing their back row.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, food for thought. And if you go against the Blue Eyes deck, you have to make sure that they summon effect monsters, because this doesn't banish non-effect monsters, unfortunately. And that's it for that part of the extra deck. And then the generic stuff: 1 Armorage, 1 Dragite, 1 Dweller, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and 1 Nut Dragon.
Super poly target.
Super poly target.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almirage is the link 1 that you aforementioned before.
Yeah, and then what's it called?
Dragite.
Dragite. Helps you do negate magic and trap cards.
Yeah, sorry.
And
And
your
you're done
effects.
side deck?
Yeah. And then.
No? Okay.
Okay, so and then the fact that you can actually use this ability to bounce because you're playing a Nibiru in the deck is pretty good.
That's nice.
And another way to kill Dragoon if you have. And then Dweller. Well, Dweller's good.
Dweller just stops Graves.
Yeah, and plus all your monsters are water, it gets the boost. What can you say about that? And then that's it for the extra deck. And then for the side deck, give me 1 second. Side deck, 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Evenly, 3 Super Poly, 3 Twin Twister. So back for Dragoon, back row, Dragoon and other things I hate, back row. And then I'm plus going first too.
Right.
Going first. And then my other going first card, Spiritual Water Art. Considering these things are water, so what you can do with this, similar to what I said about the Droplet with Redbeard, that you can, or with Whitebeard, you can activate the ability to tag out, then chain this, rip the white, tribute the white monster, tribute Whitebeard in this case. Look at your opponent's hand, rip something, and then summon the monster, and then summon the monster with the extra deck, and then new chain, Whitebeard summoning. That's pretty.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That one's really nice.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, that's all I can say about the deck.
All right.
Yeah.
I will warn you, it is shit.
So yeah, that's all I got, and that's my extra deck.
Anything?
It's
Any final mentions of deck? Any
Yeah.
final messages?
Yeah. So if you're trying to get new to the deck, don't do it. Try to find a template to do it, because this deck is not as easy as it looks. I'm surprised I even played it quite well, to be honest.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Color Nod's channel.
Yeah.
And that's it for the video. Kent, do you have any other messages?
Why don't you play Crossout?
I can't afford them.
Would you play Crossout?
Hard to say on that one.
Lies, you pulled one and sold it.
Arnie, damn it.
Maybe. What?
Said your deck loses to Ash,
Yes.
so you'd play Crossout if you could.
I don't have Ash, so that's why.
Oh, he doesn't have Ash. Okay.
Okay.
Did you shout outs anything?
Nothing.
Did you do your shout outs yet?
There's no shots I have.
No shout outs.
No.
No.
Fucking homie driving.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shout outs to Imran and shout outs to this man for ashing my deck every day.
Who is this man?
Who is this man? Who is
Who's
this
this
man?
man?
some Italian man named Morano.
Mario?
Yeah, Mario. Or
All right.
Mario.
Where's all right. That's it for now.
Thank
Okay.
you, Mr. Arnie.
Thank you. Keep
Thank you.
invoking
And,
and
stay our nice.
stay our knives. Let's go.
Let's go.